Alright guys, so I got this new product in the mail today, and it is this LifeWit, I think that's how you pronounce it, cooler bag. And it's a very small form factor, so if this thing works out well, you could see the obvious advantages over something like this, the traditional Coleman cooler. So it folds up this small, and let's see. All right, so it opens up this big, so it's actually slightly even bigger than this guy once you open it all up. Let's take a look inside. It has this lining that it says is waterproof. Here's the name, LifeWit. But anyways, you know, it's the advantages of having a compact form factor like this is obvious over this. So I mean, if I'm not using it, you know, it takes up a lot of room. If I'm not using this guy, it folds down, so I could keep it in my car and use it in my camping situations and things like that. But I'm not going to use it if it doesn't perform. So we're going to test it today, and we're going to see how well it holds up to the traditional Coleman style ice boxes. And we're going to put some ice in here and maybe a drink, and then we're going to test it over a course of a few hours to see how well it holds ice. All right, so I have an ice bucket, and I'm going to measure out the ice so that I know I'm putting the exact same amount of ice, about the exact same amount of ice in each case. So 2, 3. So we'll put about 3 in. 3. All right, we're gonna put it to the test, and we're gonna test it using my favorite soda, Cherry 7-Up, and this is warm. This was in my garage. So it'll probably make the ice melt a little bit faster, which is good. We want to make sure we test this out well, that it performs, and we're gonna close them both up. And we're going to come back after 4 hours, and after 6 hours, and maybe after 8 hours. It's going to be an all-day test, and we're going to see how well the ice holds up.
4 hours later.
All right, it's been 4 hours, so let's take a look at it. Okay, let's look at the ice melt. Decent amount, but not too bad. Now let's compare it to this guy. The ice melt actually looks even more significant in there than it does in this one, so that would be surprising, but I think it's still too hard to tell. Let's close it up and then check it again in 2 more hours.
2 hours later.
All right, 2 more hours have passed, so that's 6 hours total. Let's take a look at it. Okay, not too bad. Let's take a look at this guy. Yeah, so I feel like it's at least the same. Yeah, probably the same, if this one's not slightly better. That would be surprising, but after we're done, I'm going to pour all the water into a cup, and then we're going to see which side has more melted ice. So I'm going to assume that whatever side has more melted ice is the loser. So I'm going to give it another 2 hours, and so that'll be 8 hours total, and then we're going to measure how much water each has.
2 hours later.
All right, another 2 hours later for a total of 8 hours. Let's check it out and compare the two ice boxes. All right, so most of the ice is melted here. See all that water? Look over here. I think this one might have held a little bit better, but let's do a test and see which one of the two has more water melted. All right, so to test which one has more ice melted, I got two exact same jars, and we're gonna fill up each jar with the amount of ice that melted, and we'll see which one held its ice better. So I'm gonna do this to hold back the ice and pour that in. All right, so this is the LifeWit, and that's how much water melted. So let's try the traditional Coleman. Let's see if I could do this without spilling. Get that ice back. Very little spilled out. All right, let's take a look. So definitely the Coleman, the traditional Coleman did hold the ice better. It's, I'm going to say around a quarter more, a quarter less, however you want to look at it. Let's take a look at the ice inside the bucket. All right, so looking at the ice that's left, this is how much ice is left from the LifeWit cooler bag. And that's how much ice is left from the Coleman traditional ice chest. So I think this actually outperformed this bag. This bag, definitely has its uses. It's definitely packs a lot easier, and it did a pretty good job. Let's not throw out this bag use, because the amount of water melting is really not too far off. And considering how much easier it is to pack this and zip it, I mean, I could keep it in my car indefinitely, just shove it under the seat or something. I won't be able to do that with that ice chest. It's just too big. But this I could keep in my car and just forget about it till the day I need it. Anyways, so this is my review of the LifeWit cooler bag. It probably doesn't outperform the traditional ice chest, but it still does a pretty darn good job. Well, when it comes to coldness of each thing, of course, they do feel the same. They both feel very cold, and the best part of finishing up this test is I get to enjoy a nice cold soda.